The Anthropocene is an informal, geologic, chronological term that serves to mark the evidence and extent of human activities that have had a significant global impact on the Earth's ecosystem. There are three different sections of this. The first one is unsustainable living. The second one is unsustainable eating, and the third one is unsustainable agriculture. The ecological footprint of a nation is the measure of the amount of productive land required to support all resources needed for the population, as well as all the land needed to assimilate its waste. What is our ecological footprint, you ask? North Americans in general live a very unsustainable way. If everyone on the Earth lived this way, we would require the equivalent of 5 Earths' productive land. Because our average ecological footprint is currently 10 hectares per person, whereas the current ecological footprint for the world is only 2.1 hectares per person. The biological capacity is the capacity of the ecosystem to produce useful biological materials and to absorb waste materials generated by humans. Unsustainable living is associated with the things we buy and own as consumers. How many of these things do we actually need? A concept called neuromarketing has a lot to do with this overconsumption. It uses MRI to map brain patterns. This gives them access to the subconscious mind. As you're grocery shopping, you may be buying a certain product because of their pretty packaging or what nutrients it may contain. But the best way to beat this is to be a smart shopper. Make a list beforehand of exactly what you plan on buying. You need to make sure the packaging can be recycled, otherwise it can be harmful to the environment, so look for products that have minimal packaging. The Happy Planet Index is a measure of happiness and sustainability. Life expectancy, experienced well-being, and ecological footprint are used to measure the HPI. Canada is given a rank of 65 out of 151 countries, sadly. Before there were industrial farms, long before organic fertilizers and antibiotics were applied worldwide, and before there was genetically modified corn, there were small plots that indigenous farmers used all over the planet. We refer to this farming as organic farming. Experts say that 70% of processed food is genetically modified. The benefits of GM crops is they have increased pesticide resistance, they are tolerant to drought, however contain allergens and toxins, and can contaminate non-genetically modified foods. So what's the healthier and sustainable choice? Organic always wins over industrial farming, but remember to buy organic and local. This argument is supported by the book In Defense of Food, where Pollan argues that we should eat food, not too much of it, and mostly plants. Pollan recommends that Americans spend more time and money on food and buy locally. So now that we've accomplished that organic is better than industrial farming and buying local is better than imported goods, what about the battle between a vegetarian versus a highly meat-containing diet? We have been farming in an unsustainable way since World War II. Unsustainable farming requires a lot more water, causing a water crisis. We need to return to a sustainable practice and work with nature instead of fighting it. The issue also extends to how we raise our livestock. The hard conditions at poultry and pig farms is no secret, but certainly isn't broadcasted either. Meat production these days is unsustainable for the planet. The conditions in which the animals are grown are unhealthy for meat consumers. The brutality faced by the animals could change your mind. Animals such as pigs and chickens live in a very harsh condition and are not cared for. So you may ask, why take on a more vegetarian diet? Well, why not? You can significantly improve your health, dramatically reduce your ecological footprint, and greatly reduce the suffering of animals. If the demand for factory-produced meat reduced over time and more people bought free-range chickens, farmers would have no choice but to take organic farming. As a consumer, your opinion matters. Let it be heard. Meat production is also the biggest contributor to your personal ecological footprint and nearly comes down to the land disturbance, water consumption, and greenhouse gas pollution. Overall, you can lead a sustainable life, a sustainable diet, and contribute to sustainable farming. Lower ecological footprint by avoiding excessive meat consumption and buying locally. Beware of what you buy and how much you need to buy. Buy organic food and free-range meat for a healthy environment and a healthy you. Adopt a more vegetarian diet aided by supplements. And remember, stay sustainable.